Let's talk a little bit about personality. So, when we look at personality, we define that really as the way a person consistently responds, how they feel, how they think, how they behave. And it needs to be that pattern of all those things, not how they behave or respond or think in any given moment, but a pattern of the way they think, behave, respond, and so forth as a whole. And it's a result of continuous interplay between biological disposition. So, like of um, what kind you're genetically predisposed to being, and the experience and the environment that you're in. So, biology also combined with experience and the environment that you're in. So, if you think about a newborn, most of their personality is going to be based on temperament, which is inborn, right? It's from your genes, it's from your biology. It's something that you don't get a lot of choice over. But as humans, as we grow older, our personalities expand, right? It's more elaborate, it's extended, it's refined. So we go from that baby who just kind of responds from temperament to that adult who really has a more nuanced personality. There are a couple of important things to think about when we think about personality. One of those is culture, because with culture, which is defined as the beliefs, customs, ideas, behaviors, and traditions of a particular society that are passed through the generations and that are transmitted to people through language as well as through modeling behavior. So that's culture, and it defines traits and behaviors that are considered important, desirable, or undesirable. So that creates a set of norms and expectations for the people that are part of that culture. These are the things that we want children to do, and these are what we expect from them. And those are the things that are going to be recognized, valued, and reinforced. And the opposite is going to be true of behaviors and things that we don't want to see. So they may be punished or extinguished because they're not valued. And so that affects how your personality is expressed across cultures. One of the examples that your book talks about is the difference between individualist cultures and collectivist cultures. So individualists, sorry, really believe that things like independence, competition, and personal achievement are important. It's kind of about the individual more than anyone else, about proving yourself, about making choices and achieving things. And so if you see a little girl with a trophy, that's kind of like the epitome of individualism to me, right? Um, Earning um, her own trophy, individualism. She did that for herself. Um, and like she's saying, look what I did, look at me. And the collectivist culture would be different. The values in that type of culture are more about social harmony, respectfulness, and the group needs over the needs of the individual. And so in this picture above, and I'm not sure if that's right before a soccer match or right after, but based on where it came from, I know that the before and after pictures, I know there are pictures around it. I know that soccer was involved. I know you can't necessarily tell that here, but it's either before a soccer match or after, and it's showing this team, right? It's really a cohesive group, really functioning as a whole versus it being about an individual. So I just kind of thought this was kind of representative of collectivism. And most families are going to probably have a mix of individualism and collectivism. Even though our Western society, especially here in the US, does tend to be highly individualistic. But families may bring some collectivism from their roots, especially if they're more recently immigrated to this country. That may be even more apparent. So families are going to have a different mixture of how much of one they are than the other, but it's going to really shift how personality in the individual is expressed. And the other thing to talk about with personality is gender. We have a lot of gender norms in our society, and really we expect largely, and without even thinking about it, very unconsciously, we expect girls and women to act in one way and boys and men to act in another. And, if you look at clothing, toys, the way we interact with children, those all really show how integral gender norms are in the way we behave without even realizing it. So if you think about masculine and feminine or aggression versus caring, all of those things tend to be associated with one gender or the other. And so it's so important to think about how gender might be influencing an individual's personality as a whole. So, not saying what to do about those yet, just just pointing out that these are things that impact who we are as individuals, our personalities. So that's it for personality for now. I hope you get even more out of the reading and the posted videos.